See if they can stake their claim in Apex Legends. It's championships, baby. It's North America. It's time to get hyped. Game 5 is going in. And I can't wait to see what unfolds. So many great stories, B, and so many amazing journeys. And I love what Fallout and Girl are doing as well, just talking about so many great things. We've heard Metro the GOAT story a couple times, and it just is so inspiring to see someone transition in that way, stay competitive. And that's what we are really here for. It's about these players, the stars that they're making themselves, and, of course, the showcase that they're putting on, which is it's really top tier right now. This is some of the best Apex and some of the hardest lobbies I think we've seen ever in the history of this game competitively.
Yes, and I also want to highlight that with with Valk, she is playing very similar to kind of how Octane is, but a lot more commitment. And what I mean by that is that she will quite literally leech yourself miles away from where your original spot is and is either a boom or bust situation. So she's really showcasing how she and Octane aren't so far apart in the way they play.
No, I mean, that's the thing. When you look at differences, and you mention the work that all these designers are doing, there's too many to name. I know I talk with Daniel a lot on Twitter, and I know Josh keeps an eye on how everything's running, but there's too many people really involved in making Apex such a mechanically beautiful game, from its movement and its shooting, which I think is kind of the priority of why people love this game and it stands out above the rest in the BR community, but also just the incredible amount of attention to detail and balancing efforts for such a large-scale player base, over 100 million players, and you've still got a great balance and mix like you had brought up earlier. So just going back to that shout-out that you had mentioned, but top 20 squads here, Group A and B, taking on in our first day of North America, CLG, the winners of last round as well. They are off to a decent start, 2 blues and a white, nothing crazy, but you can tell the rotation is on now, as there's no time to waste here. It seems like the teams really who are positioned earlier, B, they end up finding their ways to the final circle.
Also, we are seeing like a little bit of a slowdown for some of these teams that we saw earlier in the earlier matches who were doing very well, were popping off. They seem a little bit of a slowdown and a huge catch-up. CLG showing exactly why they are picked and they are sponsored, because they will bring the results that those sponsors loved watching. Because CLG is currently at 45 points, while the next team is at 44, ESA Black right behind. The next teams are 10 points below. So you're really showcasing, and even Kanaka Pets or whatever are doing very well, but they're nowhere near as on fire as they were in the beginning of this round. I'm sure they can't wait to show us and change it this round.
G7 Scouts in hand. You got to feel good with that weapon. One of the best in Apex almost always. I think they've nerfed it about 27 times, and it's still that good. And that's why the nerfs came through. It was just a little bit here, a little bit speed, a little bit in the damage, and somehow still finds its way better than the 30-30 repeater, which we'll talk about that one. It's in a tough spot. I know Apex fans love it. I love the way it feels and how it plays, but just really hasn't cemented itself in the heavy ammo category. And now a marksman weapon. And so we'll see if some of that ADS movement speed will help it. But Sentinels here. What's your thoughts? Sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to get your quick thoughts. Sentinels here, because they've really been a standout squad for me, and they're kind of doing something very similar, playing this edge that we saw before, B.
They are definitely choosing to stay on the edge of this cliff with the Caustic, because they know while they are on the edge and they do not have too many rotation spots, they do have the Gibby to go ahead and block off ults and grenades, but they also have a huge stretch of land in front of them that makes it very expensive for resource-wise for any team to push them. You're going to have to either Gibby bubble, you're going to take some damage, you're going to have to use shields, and that also will expose you to other teams. So they're showing that, listen, yes, we are on the edge, but guess what? It's going to cost you to come and push us in this area. I was trying to say caustic. I don't know if you got that.
Oh, I got it. I actually really liked it. I wanted to see how you could fit that in. It was just not quite the right verbiage there. The phonemes didn't just work out for you, but I saw what you were going for. I think all the fans saw what you're doing too. We appreciate it. And you know who else appreciates it? Lazarus, who we've been taking a look at for the last little bit. They found some blues, and they're on a journey to make it into the circle, which seems to be southward past Thermal. So let's go ahead and take a listen in on what's going on with them.
Yeah, we want back there. I think we're gonna come in here and then up front. From tree. We hit the beacon and then we move in.
Keep looking at stuff. Like we need to be like aware. We can't get comfortable because we got gifted so many things.
Yep.
All right, from here, I think we need to start scanning stuff and stagger when we walk up. Like we need to be looking at things in tree, and then it would be sick to get that backside of launch, so we could start playing for the back end. But yeah, I definitely think this is ending on the dome side, like out in the lava.
I think so too. I've seen lots of teams play this in a way where like they're holding in here, and they always get sandwiched. So I think we like hold this and then move in, potentially.
No, if we can, we try to get this first. If it's not a possibility at all, then then we just back out. So I think we're gonna do this
super early then.
That we did, okay? So hierarchy, you're gonna post up in here, looking back towards tree. Me and Dank are gonna try to get that building first. I might even port for it, okay?
If we can, we do it for sure.
Yeah. If we can't do it and someone's in the building, then we just come back and we hold the tunnel.
Yeah, I'd say we hold this and then we move on to the tunnel.
Side. Okay?
Yeah. There's a drop right there. We can possibly go for that if this isn't working.
All right, post up here, hierarchy. Okay.
Might be something good this way.
Wait to come in deep. Hold there for now until we go even deeper.
Coming back.
The team definitely rotated through here.
Dank, maybe get to here for now, and
Yeah.
let me go up here and look to the right. There's a crypto. Crypto's on right. I think he's in the building.
Let me scan it.
But there's no door. Oh no, that's the door. Okay, so they're
just
ratting
ratting
that
in there.
building. What about this
Yeah.
building? You want to swap with me and scan this building?
Yeah. I scanned in
Okay.
15.
I haven't seen a single
Hierarchy,
person.
come here.
Hostile
Dude,
close.
what did we just say?
I was gonna hold this for now. All right. So,
They're looking. They're looking. I broke Caustic. You're fine. Scan it when you can. Okay.
Yeah, two. Scan in. But we take it. We take it.
Oh, wait for hierarchy. Wait
Yeah,
for
I know.
hierarchy.
I'm just playing. I'm up on this ledge.
Come hierarchy. Come.
He's
Let's
here. He's here.
I'm ready.
Good fucking rotate. Let's go.
Hello throwables in here too. There's like five different throwables on the ground.
They're griefing that
He's
team.
gonna fucking EMP us and shit. I'm sitting on top of the doors, in all honesty.
Incredible stuff. On May 28th, this team signed to Lazarus, but these guys have been playing for years, as you can tell. And man, what a cool, calm, collected leader. It's almost like one of our incredible, what do I call him? Director, production background extraordinaire. JD, he comes in with that sweet, smooth voice, setting up this broadcast, make it look pretty for you guys, help us behind the scenes. But you could tell, I mean, Hundreds knows exactly what to do. Hierarchy got a spanking for not following suit, and he got in line quickly, and that's the type of guy you want to follow into battle.
What I want to highlight is that Hundreds is a very good, like, I felt like I would not disappoint Hundreds, and we would never go wrong. We would every match with Hundreds callouts right there, really showcasing what it takes to be a very good IGL, getting a very clean rotate, finding a team, cracking the shield, make sure all his teammates are sticking together. Because yes, while IGLing, you are commanding a person, you also, in yourself, you have to make sure you and your team are all on the same page, and having you and your team on the same page is a very underrated skill.
It certainly is. Battle of the Domes. Who's coming out on top here? Nobody wants to go in or out except Panders. He says, let me take a look, and TSM not looking too good here. Hal, he's got to do the unthinkable. That's TSM almost out of there. Reps abandon the fight, and you can tell this is not good. ESA Black continue the onslaught, this time against the #1 team in the tournament with points, and they're going to go ahead and finish off TSM just like that. ESA Black, don't play with me.
ESA Black, I feel, has been a team that has not been looked at as hard as they need to be looked at, because right now they have been doing very well, holding up in second place right now as points. They can very much take this game and try to win and get as many points as they can this tournament. It's
a really tough spot, B, because, TSM, they know that really the only way to ameliorate their standings in the Apex Legends community is to win this tournament. They've already done so much, and yet it feels that number one is a tall task for any team in a lobby of this quality. But what do you take from ESA Black? Is there a bit of an advantage to the fact that maybe this wasn't the team everyone was looking at to say, how do we stop them? How do we kind of, I guess, slow down their pace and make sure to capitalize if they're vulnerable?
Yes. What I believe is that they have been doing very well because as soon as they saw that one TSM member went down, they go, okay, this is TSM, because everyone in this lobby knows TSM is a very strong team. And once you're able to shut down one, you're able to go ahead and clean up the fight, because in this game, you can only shoot and do damage to one person. As soon as they saw that a 3v2, they went ahead and took numbers and took advantage of it.
Casellos takes the heirloom out. Any melee fights, that'll come in handy for sure, but he hopes it doesn't come to that. Flatline in hand is the first option. Funny Head and Fury. We know Fury from the first game clutch. What an incredible play. Go back and watch it if you haven't. Heading out this backside, and great thing to note as well, even though not involved in this, Sentinels playing on the back, keeping the action in front of them, which we've seen in Game 3. Now we see it again in Game 5. It has been an extremely successful way to play for them today, and they continue to do it. And I'm excited to see which team makes the first move here, because there's a few very, very close.
I believe some teams need to really start adapting it to the Sentinel play, because I want to be known, while they are hiding on cliff sides on the edge of the map with caustic gas making it very expensive for teams to push them, they are currently in third points-wise for today. And that really showcases that, hey, something they're doing is working and other teams need to change it up.
You're right, and they're third, and the top two teams each have about 25 and 24 kills respectively. Sentinels only have 16. There's even a team, TSM, they've got 22. Bottom 20 underneath them, they've got 19. So it's not really about how much they're fragging Sentinels. It's just about their positioning, and we've seen that with Valk as well. And if they are on this backside, oh, it's going to be really easy with that Valk ult mid-game to do it. I just had to say, I love that hip-fire longbow right there. You don't see it too often on the Crypto drone, but coming in with some incredible moments there. And just a big look at Dome. Half of it, or at least looks like 20% of it, 23%, like the world rotating on its axis, just tilting a little bit, so there's room to play, but some areas, not so much, as CLG find themselves on top of a rock trying to gatekeep here. Metro to go, and ESA Black.
CLG, while they do have the high ground on this, they are not in the best position because there is teams right now in Dome right behind them. So it's they're playing a very dangerous game. While yes, they can gatekeep, but they can get just as easily gatekeep by another team as well. And as Madness is going to go ahead and dodge that quick, easy Valk tactical, no sweat off of him.
And he hits about 42 damage in return. The R301, so nice. 25 in the magazine, level 2. And of course, he'd love that to get a level 3. And one of the best ways right now to get loot is to take it from somebody else. It's not about grabbing it off the ground anymore. Lou trying to get a better angle. Defensive bombardment goes up. Vax a little separate. Got to be careful there. Gets the scan. No one too close, so feels good now. And he's just going to shell up. He's only 79 away from that purple Evo, and he's going to want that if they head into a full-scale engagement. But right now, Lou, Madness, and Vax most likely just trying to poke here. And, oh, no, this is not poke. Lou is in trouble. Throws down the dome, and now that's a person chasing. Oh, no. This is NRG going up against CLG, and Sweet gets the first knock. What can Madness do? Big Eva, 8 shots to the back as well. He's going to have to 1v2, it seems like. Vaxlon in the back and nowhere to be found. Madness goes down. It's up to Vax. NRG had the first blow. Can Vax clean it up? No, NRG sweep. And just like you said, B, the gatekeepers get gate kept, and they're out with about 17 squads still remaining.
What I wanted, what it was a perfect moment right there was that while Vax did have more health than both of them combined, it really shows exactly how this game works. You can only shoot one person. So yes, you may have all the guns, you may have the best loot, but if your team, if the enemy team NRG was coordinated like they are, you will lose a fight 9 times out of 10 because shooting one person, 2 people shooting one person is an advantage in itself. As we see, bottom Kanaga Sports hanging out and shooting some very nice meaty shots, making the Gibby having the bubble on round 4.
Great dome of protection, though. I mean, that really saved them. And now here's the problem. With about 5 seconds left on that, maybe 4, they have to go, and they know they're not going to last. Still, the G7 Scout won't do it. Great rotation there, in trouble, in duress, and they found a way to still get out of it. Bottom 20 can't be happy they wasted an ult on that. And they're definitely looking for their penance. It's just not coming too easily, and that's a sign of a good, experienced team, knowing how to make enemies use resources that aren't going to get any value against them.
Right now, as we're going to see, we're going to watch here, it's very, very expensive and difficult to play in this game. As you can see, there's some teams who have not been able to. You get some really meaty flatline shots from NRG. But yeah, this is a mid-range weapon, but not in their hands. Oh, has 2 cracks. Good gracious. As you're going to go ahead and panic throw down the ult. But unfortunately, they're going to go ahead and get it in clap as NRG is able to get the kills, get the downs, and back out as if nothing had happened.
Flatline to the rescue. Only thing flatlining is the pulse of his enemies right there. As you can see, Sweet, Nathan, and Rocker just keeping up with the momentum. That's an easy thirst. Only has a white shield. That'll be down to about 150 damage into an R301. And a flatline, that's no problem. There are assault rifles all over the place, and Sleepy Panda, I'm sure he wishes he was somewhere else right now, just trying not to make any noise, because this NRG team coming from the backside has a lot going for them right now.
As 2 of his teammates were put forcibly into spectator mode, we're going to go ahead and watch Yubin go ahead and try his best to see what he can do as being the only person. And we're going to swatch the Renegades who are using a Valcult. Here's your 50-50 chance. Where's your quarter? Are they going to live or they're going to die? Because it's very difficult. What do you got, Randy? Go ahead. What you got?
I think they better have a Gibraltar shield. I got to say that. I'll tell you what, though. This is actually not a bad play because the team below them, even though there are players right there, are getting shot at. So they're not the main target. Despite that, Bowser takes about 150 damage. And Sorcerer, Pow Pow, able to stay alive. Renegades, so far so good. They make it to the other side as well with a bit of a risky-looking hop. And some great R99 spray from Sorcerer. That is not a weapon you want to use at that range, but now he has seen that he has put himself in a very precarious situation. In fact, Precarious couldn't quite do it. A bit confounded as to how to move forward, but they've got to keep moving because the ring won't stop. And now they get behind this train cart that is just sitting there. A nice little bit of protection, but the missile swarm, is it going to be enough? It's going to be enough to take down Pow Pow, and now Renegades, they are in trouble, B.
As you can see, another Valk is just jumping onto him using a jetpack from Halo, coming straight in to come to clap. As Sorcerer is trying his best, cracking everybody with the Evo using R99, showing, and somehow came out on top. He is probably just as surprised as everybody else as he lands some beautiful shots as one of his teammates is full killed. But Yubin over here still ratting, still doing his best with about 10 health and a Dream hiding right behind Doan as teams have stopped shooting him. But he's just showing the power of Octane trying his best.
And look at this. Lazarus and Hundreds, we talked about it, how hard it is to be an IGL. Well, it's even harder to do it when you're in front of everybody as the Wraith and when you have to go into the Void and you don't have the ability to stay behind, maybe like a Gibby or come in second or third, like was the perfect position for a Pathfinder who can get in, get out, and get high ground quickly, yet still be aggressive if he needed to be. Hundreds putting it all on his shoulders. Hierarchy trying to support him here. Yubin, he did God's work for NRG. And you could tell, especially Renegades, because they were able to make it out of a very precarious situation with a little bit of help. And they're still alive and counting. 7 squads remaining. Dank falls thanks to NRG as well. So it's like Lazarus and NRG have decided to pick themselves out. And FYP's Yubin has just been able to skate away from being the target.
And he is going to get a very good, solid 3 extra points on top of his kill just because of his ability to rat. And right now he is showing some high-tier ratting right now and able to still poke and do damage. 340 light ammo with the R301. Oh, he is looking for bodies and people to put in spectator mode. But right now, he is in the middle of a lot of teams. And I think a lot of teams are too busy right now to try to find out. As Sick Deeds is going to go ahead, who's not playing the Octane. He actually swapped to Bloodhound this round, is going to go ahead and go down and drop this here, just hoping as Gibby's big body gets lasered from across the map. You got to hate that as a Gibby main.
And somehow Yubin's still alive. I feel like we've just got to Final 4, and it's Lazarus who have 2 on the backside of Dome. Yubin going in. He's saying, I want this 1v1. Yubin, almost got it. The sweet 360, but it's not enough. We finally narrowed it down. Joey Blackout And of course, RNG, they are on the top eastern side of this circle, and Renegades continue to find kills. 5 kills to the name of Sorcerer himself, and he sees the scan. They're playing behind these rocks, just shielding them from multiple angles, which is what you want. You can't get exposed to too many teams in this moment.
And this rotation is very good. Keep in mind, Renegade lost a teammate, and they're still putting kills on the board, ranking up points. That should show you exactly how good of a rotate and how great their IGL is as well. As right now, as they go ahead, the bubble went down, and NRG is going to absolutely roast and go ahead and push forward. They bubble forward, so they are fully committed to this fight as they go ahead and start putting everyone into spectator 1 mode. And there it is right there as they go ahead and finish out Rock. As a beautiful flick with the Eva, as another team with another Gimme Bubble comes in. These are the final 2 teams.
Oh no! Sweet, he almost is the last one alive. He is. Can he clutch it up for NRG? He's got the other one. Uses the shields back and forth. Sweet! Oh, that was sweet! And he clutches it up for NRG. Sugar levels at an all-time high for the squad as they close out Game 5 and show them how it's done. That was beautiful. What a well-executed final circle from them.
Yuban, yes, they won, but I want to highlight Yuban's ability to rat. He did a very amazing job. Ratting in ranked games, hard. Ratting in this game's even harder. He went from hell into the hot fire in a hot pan with frying oil and still survived. So a huge shout out to him. That was very, very good top tier ratting.
I mean, I really love that you're, talking about the big picture there, because I'm sure NRG Sweet is like, I can't believe he just said not my name after that final circle. He said Yuban, okay? That was one guy, all right? I did it all. I won. But you know what? I think you make a great point, because it is this holistic approach. Sometimes the best plays are not this 3v1 or 1v1 insane clutch, although that was the best play, no doubt about it. Sometimes it's having a horrible situation and making the best out of it when no one expects you to do anything more than just sit there, rat it out, and then slowly die. Great stuff to Yuban. Even better stuff to Sweet. That was immaculate. And I can't wait to see what our analyst desk thought about it as well. That's actually closing it out for myself and B today. B, it's been fantastic casting with you, brother. And I'm excited to see you on our next broadcast as well. So follow him on Twitter. Keep an eye out for him in the Apex scene. And let's send it over back to Kate, Tom, and Stella and let us know what they thought.
Thank you, gentlemen. Great casting all day today. And here's what I'm going to say. Oh, how sweet it is showcasing what the R301 can do in the late game against the Shield. I mean, Stella, was this something that was planned? This feels like an absolutely right place, right time, somehow pulled it out.
Yeah, I want to start by saying that Renegades, finally, top 3. So happy for them. Told you they could do it.
Yep.
I think they played really patiently. They did a really good job of waiting for that fight, the last top 3 fight to end, and then push in. But they were just one person too short, and they lost.